Hello students, in the previous video you have seen hydrogen halide like HBr with unsymmetrical ketone, unsymmetrical alkene. How it producing two different product we have seen. In that mechanism of that hydrogen halide react with unsymmetrical alkene we are going to see now. Propene CH3 CH double bond CH2, one of the unsymmetrical alkene. Why it is called unsymmetrical alkene? See, in the double bonded carbon, one carbon having two hydrogen alone, another carbon one hydrogen, one methyl group. So in the double bonded carbon, both side same number of atom or groups attached means symmetrical alkene. Different groups or atoms attached in the carbon means unsymmetrical alkene. So this unsymmetrical alkene react with HBr, hydrogen bromide, will give two types of product. Let us see its mechanism. First I have to write the general reaction. So what will happen? It will produce two type of product. One may be CH3 CHBr CH3. Another one is CH3 CH2 CH2Br. 2 bromopropane or 1 bromopropane. So these are the two product will form in this reaction. Which one is major product? 2 bromopropane only the major product. The next one is minor product. Let us see the mechanism of this reaction stepwise. The step 1, we have to take this hydrogen bromide alone. In the HBr, because of more electronegative character of bromine, it will attract these electrons. So because of this attraction, it will create H plus Br minus as a polar ions. So this H plus proton will attack the double bond. So when it is attacking the double bond, it will form two types of free radical formation, or it will form carbocation. What do you mean carbocation? Carbon with positive charge. So from the HBr, H plus will be eliminated because of more electronegative character of bromine. That H plus will attack carbon-carbon double bond. So it may produce two types of carbocation. How? First type, this double bonded, one of the bond may migrate towards this hydrogen, or that bond may form bond with this hydrogen. Now the CH2 plus will form. CH3, CH, that bond utilized to make new bond with this upcoming H plus, it will form CH2. Then CH2 plus. Are you able to follow? This double bond will undergo two type of cleavage. How? The each one electrons may homolytically cleaved and it may be shared with both carbons equally. Now that one free radical will form bond with hydrogen. Because of that, next carbon will carry the positive charge. Simply we can say the bond utilized to form bond with this hydrogen. So CH2 will form because of addition of hydrogen in the middle carbon. So because of loss of this bond, CH2 will carry positive charge. We can say carbocation. Carbon with positive charge, carbocation. The same way, what is the another one type of carbocation possible? Middle carbon may carry the positive charge. The terminal carbon may absorb the hydrogen. So these are the two carbocations. Now, these two carbocations, we have to compare. The first one is primary carbocation. Second one is secondary carbocation. This is primary carbocation. What do you mean primary carbocation? The cation, positive charge, present carbon, we have 2 or more hydrogen. We can say primary carbocation. But you see in the next compound, carbon plus, that plus containing carbon having only 1 hydrogen, we can say secondary carbocation. Compare the stability, secondary hydrocarbon, carbocation more stable, primary carbocation less stable. So this compound less stable, this compound more stable. Now the Br minus will attack this plus CH2, Br minus. So we will get bromopropane or 1-bromopropane. This is less stable compound. So we can say minor product. But in other one, Br minus will form bond with middle carbon. It will produce CH3, CHBr, CH3. That is more stable compound. So we can say major product because two possible structures are present. Which one is more amount present means the second one, 2-bromopropane. So what happened? The first step, carbocation is produced by H plus. Second step, we can compare the stability. Primary carbocation is less stable, secondary carbocation is more stable. The third step, that Br minus attacks the carbocation, produces two product. One is 1-bromobutane, second one is 2-bromobutane. 2-bromobutane is the major product. See, the similar mechanism we can see, but which have some specific nature. 3-methyl-1-butene, CH3, CH3, CH double bond CH2. So this compound name is 2-methyl-3-butane or 3-methyl-1-butane because functional group is double bond. Usually in this compound HBr, if you add, what is our expected product according to Markovnikov addition rule? Which carbon having more number of hydrogen? The first one. So hydrogen you have to add in the CH2 group. Br you can add in the middle carbon. Our expected product CH3, CHBr, CH3. So 2-bromo 3-methyl-2-bromobutane. This is our expected compound, or we can say 2-bromo-3-methylbutane, but which is not a major product, it is minor product, but it is also forming another type of product. What is that? Instead of that we are adding in this carbon, it is added in the secondary carbon. Now it can form CH, Br, CH3. Here we have the migration of hydrogen, CH2, CH3. So you may ask, sir, how it comes? Usually the Br may added in this first carbon or the second carbon, but here some changes undergoes because of rearrangement. So what type of rearrangement takes place? Before that, this is only our major product, this is our minor product. 2-bromo-3-methylbutane, 2-bromo 2-methylbutane. So second one is the major product. let us discuss the rearrangement. What are the possibilities? CH3, CH, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. Now what will happen? These two electron may having the migration, or it may have the carbocation formation. Usually one hydrogen we can add in the terminal carbon, it will carry positive charge. How? According to Markovnikov addition rule, in this compound if you add HBr, H will attack the CH2 group. Now CH plus will form. Okay, this is carbocation formation. Next step, Br want to add in the CH plus group, but that is not takes place. It undergoing resonance structure. So this hydrogen in this carbon undergoing the migration with resonance structure. After that, the hydrogen finally combine with next carbon. Now the next intermediate step, the positive charge on the tertiary carbon. If you compare the stability of secondary carbocation or tertiary carbocation, which one is more stable? Tertiary carbocation. Why I am saying that is tertiary carbocation? Carbon with a positive charge, but which is not having any hydrogen. So we can say tertiary carbon. So this tertiary carbocation having more stability. Because of that, the rearrangement takes place. So we are getting 2 bromo. Br will combine with this plus CH3, CH3 Br, CH2, CH3. So the Br is attached in the tertiary carbon, not in the secondary carbon, because which undergoing special type of rearrangement. See, always we are following Markovnikov addition rule. But if you use organic peroxide as a catalyst, we can have reverse to the Markovnikov addition rule, that is called anti-Markovnikov addition rule. So anti-Markovnikov addition rule means what? Only under the organic peroxide we can bring another type of products. Listen, CH3, CH double bond, CH2. In this compound, if you try to apply HBr, what are the conditions? Peroxide. Peroxide, what type of peroxide we have to take? Benzoyl peroxide, C6H5CO twice O2. Benzoyl peroxide we are going to take. Okay, now what will happen? Markovnikov addition rule means H you will add in the CH2 group, Br you will add in the CH group. Double bond becoming single bond. So we will get 2-bromopropane. That is our major product. But because of this peroxide, what will happen? It will form CH3. Br will add in the CH2 group. H you can add in the CH. So CH2Br. 1-bromopropane or bromopropane is a major product. So let us see the mechanism for this reaction. First step, what will happen? Step 1. The first step, benzoyl compound, that benzoyl peroxide C6H5CO, we can write like this. O C double bond O C6H5. This is the molecular formula for benzoyl peroxide. Now this bond will undergo, because oxygen bond always weak bond. So this bond carries 2 electrons. The 2 electrons will undergo mutual homolytic cleavage. Because of homolytic cleavage, it will form peroxide compound. See, some cationic compound, first it will form free radical compound. But long time that oxygen will not carry that dot free radical. It will undergo some rearrangement. From these two electron, one electron will be taken by this oxygen. So it will go as a carbon dioxide gas. Then it will form phenyl free radical. If you take 2 times, we will get 2 phenyl group. So by using this phenyl group, we can bring attack on the carbon-carbon double bond. Now only that C6H5 dot, that phenyl free radical group is added with HBr. So we have seen the step 1 only how the peroxide undergoing the free radical mechanism. The step 2, this free radical will react with HBr. What will happen? Always it will attract the H. So C6H6 plus Br minus. Now we got Br minus group nucleophile. That nucleophile will attack the carbon-carbon double bond. So the taken compound, step 3, taken compound is nothing but propene. Now the Br dot, because H dot taken by C6H5, remaining we have Br dot. That Br dot free radical attacks the double bonded compound. CH2, where it will attack as a major compound, it will attack in the middle carbon, means it becoming less stable. It attacks terminal carbon, means more stable. So the secondary free radical formation becoming more stable. Listen carefully. Now this bibond having 2 electrons. One electron will go nearby the CH, another electron will go nearby CH2 group. So which is the more stable free radical formation, whether secondary free radical or tertiary free radical? Br added in the middle carbon means primary free radical will form. Br added in that CH2 group means secondary free radical will form. The secondary free radical is the more stable. So listen, 2 probability CH3, CH, here we may attach with Br, then CH2 dot. Other type of compound CH3, CH dot, single bond CH2 Br. So this is primary free radical. This is secondary free radical because carbon having 2 hydrogen. So this primary, secondary free radical. Always the secondary free radical is more stable. The primary free radical is less stable. The previous mechanism, carbocation, we have seen similar concept. Primary less stable, secondary more stable. Now it can further react with another 1 mole of HBr. Now we have 2 compounds, Step 3. The step 3, CHBr with CH2 dot. If you take HBr, what will happen? That H will be added here. So it will produce CH3, CHBr, CH3. Otherwise, the second type of free radical CH3, CH dot, CH2Br. In the second type, secondary free radical, if you add HBr, H may be attack the CH free radical. Now CH3, CH2, CH2Br. So this formation only the major product formation. The second one, 2-bromopropane formation is less stable, minor product will form. So because of this peroxide, it goes opposite to Markovnikov addition rule. That's why we are calling, we have followed anti-Markovnikov addition rule. Now we are going to compare hydrogen halides. The energy of hydrogen halide, HCl, Hi, HBr. So the energy of HCl is 430.5 kilojoule mole inverse. HBr 363.7. Hi 296.8. So which one is the least energy? Hi. But we know already iodine free radical, it will combine as iodine. So which is not possible for addition reaction. If you compare which one having less energy, HBr. That's why always in the addition reaction we are using HBr. But HCl and Hi not suitable for this peroxide effect. Next, Corr addition. Addition. See, metal catalyst, actually in the presence of metal catalyst, from CXCl3 to alkene we can prepare, not alkane, alkene. We have to use the catalyst, metal catalyst. This kind of reactions are called Corr addition reaction. Next, alkenes react with sulfuric acid, H2SO4 with alkenes. Propane, same propane with H2SO4. What will happen? H2SO4 will ionize H plus HSO3, HSO4. That HSO4 you could write HOSO3H, or simply you can write HSO4. See in our book, OSO2OH like they are given. We can go as per book, OSO2OH. Now H plus will be added in the CH2 group. Where will you add? Which carbon having more hydrogen? Then OSO2OH group in the CH group. Now the product intermediate CH OSO2OH single bond CH3. Actually this is our intermediate which further react with another mole of water. On hydrolysis it will produce H plus OH minus. H plus and this group becoming H2SO4 again. So OH will be added. So we can prepare alcohol CH3 OH, then sulfuric acid. What happened now? If you add sulfuric acid with alkenes, it produces alcohol. Listen, 2-propanol is formed. Next reaction, oxidation reaction with Bayer's reagent. What is Bayer's reagent? Bayer's reagent is nothing but cold dilute alkaline KMnO4 potassium permanganate is called Bayer's reagent. See, in this Bayer's reagent, react with alkenes, gives vicinal diols. Alkenes plus Bayer's reagent will give vicinal alcohols. What do you mean vicinal alcohols? In the adjacent carbon we can have OH group. Vicinal halide means adjacent carbon we have halogen. So we will see the example. CH2 double bond CH2 with Bayes reagent. Cold dilute alkaline KMnO4. The nature of compound is oxidizing agent. Here diluted solution, so water also there. How will you divide the water? H plus OH minus. Then you add this O with H plus. OH, OH. One OH added in the first carbon, another OH added in the second carbon. So double bond becoming single bond. So we will get ethylene glycol. The compound name is ethylene glycol or ethane 1,2 diol. This also example for vicinal alcohol because OH group are present in the adjacent carbon. Next, acetified KMnO4. This is alkaline KMnO4. In case if you take acetified KMnO4, what type of product will be formed? Listen. Alkene react with acidified H plus KMnO4. Acetified potassium permanganate, which produces ketone and carboxylic acid. This compound will give ketone compound. How? You just add 3 oxygen, or you can take 2O2, 4 oxygen. You just add 1 oxygen in the place of carbon double bond. 2 oxygen will combine with this carbon, will go carbon dioxide. Remaining 1 oxygen will combine with hydrogen, it will go water. So totally we have 4 oxygen. 1 goes with hydrogen as a water. 2 oxygen with carbon, carbon dioxide. Remaining 1 oxygen we can add the double bond. Now we will get ketone product. CH3 double bond O plus H2O plus CO2. So I told with acetified potassium permanganate, it produced ketone compound. Same way we can bring acid compound. You take CH3, CH double bond CH, CH3 group with acetified potassium permanganate. So as usual it will give 2 moles of oxygen. First 1 mole of oxygen we can take, we can bring in 2 steps. 1 oxygen added in the CH group, another oxygen in the another CH group. So the bond will be disappear. It will break into aldehyde group. CH3 CHO, CH3 CHO. 2 moles of aldehyde group. First it will form. Further if you add another 2 oxygen, it becoming acid, ethanoic acid. CH3 CHO one group, CH3 CHO another group. So each one we are adding each one oxygen, we will get acetic acid or ethanoic acid. So by using H plus KMnO4, that means acetified KMnO4, we can bring ketone compound and also we can bring carboxylic acid. The next reaction is very important reaction, that is ozonolysis reaction. The ozonolysis reaction is characteristic test for unsaturated compound. So we can find the nature of the compound or unknown alkenes you can determine by using ozonolysis process. What do you mean ozonolysis process? We are going to treat ozone with double bonded compound. What's the molecular formula for ozone? O3. It will form oxide intermediate from 3 oxygen below the double bonded carbon 2 oxygen, above 1 oxygen. You just connect all the carbon oxygens. Now the double will break. So we'll get one intermediate ozonide formation. It is reacted with zinc and water. Now the zinc will combine with this oxygen. It will go as a zinc oxide. The remaining we have to break in two compounds. CH2O, that is nothing but HCHO. That side also HCHO. 2 moles of formaldehyde will form in this process. In case if you take CH3 propene, we can prepare aldehyde also. Aldehyde, different aldehyde. CH3, CH double bond, CH2. If you take ozone, oxygen, oxygen, oxygen. So you will add all the oxygen, carbon, double bond will break. So we'll get the intermediate CH3, CHO, CH2O. Then reaction with zinc and water. What happens? Zinc will combine with oxygen, will go zinc oxide. One side, another side. What are the product will form? CH3CHO, acetaldehyde. CH2OH, formaldehyde. So